them. It's Rachel Brown-Finnis alongside Robin Cowan.
Thank you very much, Alex. Good afternoon, everyone. Another weekend and another crucial game in the race for the Women's Super League title. Manchester City, the home side today, precariously placed. They could achieve the title, a Champions League spot, or neither. Today's matchup with Chelsea, pivotal to where their season goes. As for Chelsea, they're in between season-defining fixtures in the Champions League. And they have their sights set on a fourth straight WSL title, but they are being made to work for it. Wins for Manchester United and Arsenal yesterday, big ones at that, just reinforce the message. There is no room for error. Let's get your teams then. For City, the WSL is now their sole focus after they were knocked out of the FA Cup last weekend by Aston Villa. Two changes from that defeat. Captain Steph Horton replaces Kirsten Kasparai, who drops to the bench. Former Chelsea midfielder Laura Coombs replaces Dana Castellanos. Khadija Bunny Shaw leads the race for the WSL Golden Boot with 15 goals in 15 league appearances. Chelsea recorded an impressive win at Champions League holders Lyon in the first leg of their quarter-final. Millie Bright narrowly misses out on selection after she was forced off on Wednesday night. Magdalena Eriksson comes in her place, and Mara Mielda replaces Eve Perisset. Sam Kerr is one goal away from 50 WSL goals. She'll become the 9th player in the competition to reach. Pandemic hit. And the equaliser for Chelsea meant they won the league on points per game. Always an entertaining fixture. Both sets of players take the knee, as they do ahead of every WSL fixture this season. And this women's football weekend has provided some fantastic fixtures already. This one, though, perhaps the most anticipated. Huge consequences, a lot at stake, everything on the line in terms of the WSL title race and the race for Champions League spots. 4 teams do not go into 3. Any slip-up will be punished. Cuthbert into Sam Kerr, surrounded by sky blue shirts. Plays in Wrighton. Gets the cross in, and it's landed on the top of the net. Slightly blowy here at the Academy Stadium.
Indeed, the league is hotting up, but certainly not in our commentary position today. I think the ball played, Sam Kerr typically gets between the two centre-halves. Great touch out of the feet, Guru Wright, and maybe a bit wind-assisted. But as much as we've teed up the centre-forward today, the goalkeepers, I am sure, will play a pivotal role in trying to stop the two centre-forwards.
Alexandri. Really lovely link-up play. There goes Lauren Hemp. Chloe Kelly, that's a good first touch, and Jess Carter with a crucial intervention there.
It was a brilliant run from Chloe Kelly. It's what you want, your wide player on the other side is to come central, get in the mix to try and get on the ball, and she gets across Jess Carter. Jess Carter does brilliantly to get touch tight, doesn't let Chloe Kelly turn, and makes that crucial interception. Excellent textbook defending from Jess Carter.
Well, since that Continental Cup final defeat, Jess Carter has started every single game. Corner towards the near post, it's a bit messy. Chelsea managed to work it away, although that's given back to Lauren Hemp. Blocked by Mielder. A good start for City, although Leah Alexandri's attempt at a clearance closed down by Lauren James. A little bit isolated, but she won't mind that. James still has it. Here's Wrighton. Ingle trying to play in Erin Cuthbert.
Lauren James did really well, didn't she, to maintain possession. Just come off the counter, so Sam Kerr was back defending from the corner. These tee-ups, head-to-head battles, teams who are pedigree and quality, have won championships, they're so enticing, so thrilling, and this is a Manchester City team unbeaten, won their last 13 games. They're in great form. They'll truly believe they can come and beat this Chelsea team. Chelsea found it hard in WSL history to come here and win. Great test.
It's the only away win at the Academy Stadium. Was the last one, 4-0 win. City were in a bad shape at the beginning of last season. Here's Chloe Kelly. Oh, and now Eriksson misjudged that.
Eriksson in for Millie Bright, who limped off in the Lyon game just before half-time. But pretty decent, solid replacement to have.
Katrin Berger. A risk-taking ball. The confident one.
Just checking, looking pretty much online there. Chloe Kelly. Just a mistimed attempt at clearing the ball, which worked out beautifully.
Erin Cuthbert fires it forward, and Sam Kerr is going to get there first. Alex Greenwood in pursuit. Kerr is away, pokes it towards goal, straight at Roebuck. Greenwood did just enough to narrow the angle.
Yeah, she helped out a centre-half pair in Steph Horton there. One press, one cover, and that's exactly what Alex Greenwood did. Gets back, forces Sam Kerr to go wide. She gets the shot off Sam Kerr, little right foot toe poke. Does exceptionally well to do so. Alex Greenwood, good marshalling. Great position from Ellie Roebuck.
Shaw, away from Buchanan. Flag has stayed down, a few appeals for offside against Bunny Shaw. Hemp, drop of the shoulder, whips in the ball, but out of play.
These high-paced, high-energy, high-stakes games, because Gareth Taylor talked about it being a must-win game for Manchester City ahead of this game. You go in and you've got to settle those nerves as a player. Certainly as a goalkeeper, you can pass on information to help with that. And Katrin Berger is certainly one of the world's best.
It was the win here in mid-February against Arsenal that really made Manchester City believe that they can enter the title race properly.
I think it made onlookers believe as well, because the start they had was terrible. Alex Greenwood mentioned in a pre-match interview that they haven't stopped believing that they can go on, and they've gone under the radar, and I absolutely agree with all of that. But as a player, that feeling of momentum, feeling of invincibility, whew, that's powerful.
Bit of a cheap concession of the corner from Chelsea. Again towards the near post, well defended in the first instance. Here's Esme Morgan. Horton delivers low. It's another awkward one dealt with by Carter this time. Here's Angledahl. Ingle blocks the path for a shot. Horton again delivers low. Shaw collects. Can't quite work the opening there. Good signs though for City.
Yeah, excellent. I love the fact that they really pressing Chelsea. They can sniff that they are on the back foot. But Manchester City flooding numbers forward at set pieces. Good build-up play between Steph Horton and Chloe Kelly. Great ball in from the corner. They do look susceptible, Chelsea.
Meolder down the line for James. Very much a contrast between these two. Chelsea extremely busy in all cup competitions. Made it to the final of the League Cup. Lyon in the return leg on Thursday. City knocked out the Champions League early on the season at qualifying stages. You could argue have more time on the training ground, more time to recover.
I know what situation I'd rather be in. I'd rather be in a Chelsea shirt and vying for the Champions League and FA Cup and the title here for WSL. But I mentioned Manchester City have this sole purpose now, and they can put everything into it.
Lovely play from Carter. Brighton, Cuthbert in a bit of space. Kerr is just offside. That looks very close. Lovely interplay in the midfield there.
Just about the right call from the assistant. You can see Sam Kerr had a little look, checked, got on the outside shoulder of Steph Horton. Really clever play, just mistimed it.
Here is Greenwood. Lauren Hurd. Starting position seems quite deep today. Dispossessed well. And Sam Kerr, the target. And it looked like it crept out of play.
Sam Kerr looks so sharp. With that World Cup just imminent, only a couple of months away now, leading her team out on home soil. This is really the culmination of what is a wonderful career so far, so much more. A special moment that will be for her.
Here's Hasegawa. Closed down by Cuthbert. Here's Kerr. Takes aim, didn't quite get hold of it, but just an illustration there of what Erin Cuthbert brings, as she did against Lyon in midweek.
Yeah, and it's great at playing in that higher role, in that sort of 10 position just behind Sam Kerr. Previously she's been used more as a holding midfielder alongside Ingle. But she's busy in there, she can rat around, she is ruthless in a tackle in a good way. You know, she'll take a moment, she'll ensure that it's a fair challenge, but she has got so much energy and quality. Some of the goals that Erin Cuthbert scored.
It's interesting there, Alex Greenwood taking a goal kick in a traditional sense. The ball's come straight back at City with Lauren James. Really good challenge from Alexandri. Hasegawa, yet to lose a WSL game for City in which she's featured. She didn't start either of the opening 2 games, both City defeats to Aston Villa and Chelsea. Those were the last losses they suffered in the league, at least.
Well, that holding midfield position has been so key to how Manchester City have played. Kieran Walsh for so many years played that. I think take that out, in some respects, it takes out the real kind of heart of what has been a really successful system. So to have a player go back in, Hasegawa.
Cuthbert goes early again to Kurt.
Yeah, it's a perfect fit. Hasegawa, excellent ball player, really tidy player.
Kelly into Angledahl, pursued by Ingle to Esme Morgan.
Steph Horton's had to wait a time, hasn't she, to get back in. Good performance so far alongside Alex Greenwood.
Started the game against Arsenal, she was excellent in that game as well. Esme Morgan has a lot of time here, no one's closing her down in a hurry. Angledahl, lovely ball, Kelly pulls it back, corner kick.
Laura Coombs was just on a penalty spot, took a great position up, Laura Coombs. If that had just been a little bit more angle from Chloe Kelly. You see a great break from Esme Morgan, she's not quite sure what to do because nobody closes her down. Lovely little ball slips in from Angledahl, and Chloe Kelly just can't get the angle to cut it back. And that would have been a certain goal for Manchester City. We've seen Serena Wiegmann here, looking at Laura Coombs, looking at Chloe Kelly. Just 2 of many names in the next England squad.
Whipped corner in. Lauren Hemp closest to it for City. Oh, Esme Morgan didn't win that. Of course, Cuthbert did. Tries to pick out James. Hasegawa scuttling to try and slow her down. She's done a good job there. James forced to check back. Leupolz. Now Cuthbert. Leupolz to Sophie Ingle, and now Kerr. Ingle urged to shoot, there's a flexion, it's a really good save from Roebuck.
Just opened up for Sophie Ingle, didn't it? First real tester for Roebuck. Again, great little movement. Drop of the shoulder from Lauren James, and there's the space. Pulls the trigger, little deflection off Steph Horton. See a decent strike. Steph Horton, but Ellie Roebuck watches it all the way. She'll be looking to impress in front of Serena Wiegmann.
That was a mistimed challenge from Greenwood. A free kick in a good area for Chelsea.
Roebuck was England's #1 for such a long period, and then out with an ankle injury for a significant amount of time, and that's the life of a goalkeeper, international and domestic. Certainly international, you're either in or you're out, and you'll have your stint in. Mary Earps has taken that opportunity.
The elder delivers. Straight at Roebuck.
Good solid handling there from Ellie Roebuck.
To Hemp, pushes it back to Alexandri. have been a huge disappointment last weekend to knocked out of the FA Cup by Aston Villa. Went to extra time. Kelly, now Angledahl. Alexandri. Coombs over to Lauren Hemp. Again, Erin Cuthbert is there, already racking up the interceptions. City have it back though, Angledahl. Last home defeat in the WSL was to Chelsea. November 2021, that 4-0. They still managed to recover and get that final Champions League spot last season.
And the other half of Manchester will be hoping that that'll be theirs.
Shaw, closed down by Eriksson, another corner for City.
Chelsea have done relatively well so far in the opening stage to keep Bunny Shaw relatively quiet. Just see, she, as Farah and Anita highlighted before the game, she has improved immensely since she's come to the Women's Super League. Came in with real high hopes of her taking over from Ellen White, or certainly competition for Ellen White. She has polished a game this season.
Greenwood sends it in, it's a dangerous one. Well defended by Leupolds. Back in by Morgan, who was caught after she'd put the ball into the area. So a free kick for City.
Looks like Steph Horton might fancy this one, stood over it. Yeah, little... Just turns her head away, doesn't she, Lauren James, not in control of her tackle, and catches the City player.
Pretty far out, you'd expect.
Plenty of space to go up and down though, that's what you get from this distance out. And you can see that as a player shielding the line of and catching Berger.
This is interesting. Set up.
So obviously have to do that, yeah.
Horton hits the wall. Here's Greenwood. Did take a little deflection. Corner kick.
Liked how Alex Greenwood dropped to the outside, the right side of the wall, because then if the ball did, which it did, come back to her, she's got a little touch, and it's a left footer, favours a left footer from that angle. It's Wrighton who got out quickly, and they've looked dangerous from corners, Manchester City, so far.
Taken short. Coombs back to Kelly. Delivers. Punched by Berger. Greenwood. Another corner kick. City turning up the pressure.
Got a great target there of Bunny Shaw. Steph Horton, Alex Greenwood are excellent in the air as well. And some last-ditch defending from Chelsea. Uncomfortable for Emma Hayes and her team at the moment.
She did mention, though, pre-match Emma Hayes has been pleased with the defensive resilience, which hasn't always been there this season. Clean sheets, particularly in the WSL, have been few and far between. Managed to keep Manchester United out in their last league fixture. It's a deep cross and gathered by Berger.
Well watched by Ankatrin Berger. And the last cross, she came and commanded and punched it really, really well. This one, watched it. The wind is really tricky for goalkeeper. I'd take rain over wind any day of the week. Wind has dropped a little bit, but still tricky conditions for the goalkeeper.
Angledahl stuck out a leg and cut that out. Hemp. Angledahl, bit of time here. Oh, what a strike! A rocket from Philippa Angledahl! It's her first ever WSL goal! And that was worth the wait.
It was indeed. What a strike from her. But as a goalkeeper, your team's been under pressure. You want to play out the back. I'm not happy with Ann-Katrin Berger putting the ball at risk. The way that it was overturned here looks a little bit slow. You're not seeing, there's no tempo, there's no movement off the ball. Could you have played it short? Dispossessed. Lauren Hemp gets hold of the ball, sees an open player, Angledal on the angle, and there you go. Simple as anything, no pressure on the ball at all from Jess Carter. And it's the most simple and direct and straightforward of finishes for Angledal. Just absolutely pings it. Top, bins, side netting. And it's everything that Manchester City and Chelsea deserved. What a pure strike. She sees that window, doesn't she, between Sophie Ingle. No pressure on the ball from Jess Carter. The position of Ann-Katrin Berger, the distance out that she was, and executed it beautifully.
An absolute peach of a goal from Angledal. And this has really shaken things up.
It's not come out of the blue, though. Manchester City are the ones who've looked likely. Chelsea have looked a little bit sloppy in their defensive duties, both in and out possession defensively.
Hemp. Support over on the far side with Alexandri. Hemp in the overlap. Give and go. Hemp is obstructed. Well, she thought she was. Play on, says Paul Howard.
And the home fans don't like that. Good tracking back from Bunny Shaw. Bit of pressure on Khadija Buchanan, but just leaning on her back. But helps her teammate out. Lauren Hemp was still laying prone on the floor.
Brighton. Kerr chases and collects and is asking for options. Cuthbert provides support. Brighton digs out the cross. Cushioned down by Leupolz. Bit of a scramble. Chelsea will try and mount another attack here. Ingle. Cuthbert. Showing all her strength there. Shaw collects and asks for the decision. Didn't get it.
Chelsea got to have more tempo. The movement when they're in possession of it in the back, in the defensive third, movement to get in an angle of support, it's a bit too slow for my liking. Manchester City are backing off and making them make those decisions.
It's a bit careless from Buchanan. Hemp. Too much on that for Khadija Shaw. Should have been a better ball.
Yeah, decent run from Khadija Shaw. But City are getting numbers forwards, and that's seems a difference on occasion. Lauren James has been on her own when she's got into the final third. Sam Kerr has been on her own when they got into the final third. I know they play different styles. Just doesn't seem to quite be at full tilt, Chelsea.
Usain Bolt here to support his fellow Jamaican, Khadija Bunny Shaw. I think he's usually a red, actually, when in Manchester.
It's brilliant, isn't it, that the Women's Super League attracting the best players from across the world. Some of those iconic names coming to watch will only help that.
particularly convincing performance so far from Chelsea, but can never count them out.
Absolutely not. You look at every single player on this pitch is an international player for Chelsea. He's either captain of their team or a key player in their team. Quality everywhere and on the bench. City's game plan so far has worked excellently. They're letting Chelsea have possession of the ball in the centre halves with Eriksen and Buchanan, and just sitting off, letting them make decisions. And when the ball goes wider, they're snapping at them.
The only win Gareth Taylor has managed against Chelsea was last season's Continental Cup final. So this would be quite something if he can manage to do it in the league. Win this in the last 11 in the WSL against Chelsea. So the last win was a 1-0 here in the 2017 Spring Series, the Tony Duggan strike.
Remember it well. But, you know, coming into a game, it won't matter who Gareth Taylor's team are playing today. They'll have a huge amount of belief with the form that they're in.
Eriksen goes direct. Sam Kerr didn't quite time her run correctly, according to your sisters on the far side, Abby Dearden.
Yeah, agree. Alex Greenwood and Steph Houghton been excellent, but you actually look at that and whether the lines would have been drawn on, she might have been onside.
A couple of very close calls there. Just a little warning for City. High line could be exploited. One of those might be given sooner or later. And Chelsea can really mix it up. They were very direct against Manchester United. Scored an absolutely brilliant goal, James to Kerr.
They were indeed, and Sam Kerr seems to be a little bit far away from Irene Cuthbert, who were right, and at times when the ball's pumped forward.
So if it stays like this, Manchester City will go from 4th to 2nd. Chelsea still have that game in hand. But with those big wins for Arsenal and Manchester United yesterday, still all to play for.
It's good to see how Chelsea responded after that League Cup final defeat. See them beat Lyon 1-0 this week. I mean, that's an eyebrow raiser. Great start to that two-legged affair.
I think that's the point, isn't it? It's two-legged, it's not over yet, but that would have been such a huge weight off to record that result against the Holdings in the Champions League. Kelly delivers low.
I mean, the holders, but they're virtually owners, aren't they, of that trophy?
Essentially. Kelly. Oh, it's an awkward one for Buchanan. Coombs won it, it's Hemp! And it's two! City sizzling, Chelsea in trouble.
Well, it's almost come from a symmetrical position to Angeldal's strike. On the angle, Lauren Hemp, we said she was going to be influential before this game. Only 3 WSL goals this season so far, but it comes from the wide position. Lovely link up with Angeldal. Cuts it across. Laura Coombs does really well there to get a little touch on it, for it to be able to drop. And again, no pressure on the wide player, on Lauren Hemp this occasion. No attempt to go down the line, not quick enough. Mara Mielda this time not responding quick enough. And it's a sumptuous strike though, isn't it? Lashed across, top of the boot, little bit of left to right on that. And absolutely no chance for Anne Katrin Berger.
It was Berger who called a little team meeting there. A real task for Chelsea now. Takes it on. Energised by that goal. Alexandri. Emma Hayes will not use this as an excuse, but, you know, a lot of travelling, a lot of games. She said before the game that they like this sort of busy period. They like the rhythm that it can bring. But it can have the opposite effects.
Cool, Steph, that's all right.
So here's what else is coming up for you today on the BBC. The boat races from 3:30 on BBC One. Oxford against Cambridge, the women's football show tonight. Highlights of all the WSL games from women's football weekend. 10 o'clock on the iPlayer, 25 past midnight on BBC One. Live basketball for you. Mavericks against the 76ers, Wednesday, 12:25 AM. And all episodes of Match of the Day Top 10 with Gary Lineker on the BBC iPlayer. Wrighton hooks it forward. Kerr with the flick on. No one there making the run in behind.
It looks like Emma Hayes is making a tactical change or two. Neve Charles is being readied. And another player, just trying to see who that is.
She made a change before half-time, didn't she, against Arsenal in the Continental Cup? That didn't make too much of a difference. 2 goals down, though. Something has got to change. It's short.
Yeah, because Manchester City have earned those 2 goals. It's a tactical mismatch. Gareth Taylor has got his setup right, and his players have employed that setup brilliantly. And they have pinned back Manchester City. Wreaked havoc in the 6-yard box. Emma Hayes is going to waste no time in changing things up.
It's going to be really interesting to see who she takes off. Kelly. There's been no individual poor display. It's sort of been a collective, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's where they should go 3 at the back. And push the you know, have Guru Wrighton as a wing back and Neve Charles maybe on that other side. We'll wait and see what happens. Need something to keep Chloe Kelly and Lauren Hemp quiet. Lauren Coombs and Philippa Angeldal have been instrumental in both goals. Scored one, set up one.
Is it too simplistic to say how much they miss Millie Bright? Her presence, her quality, her physicality. Buchanan sends it forward. James wins the header, helped away by Steph Horton. Hemp, the acceleration and the drop of the shoulder too much. Double substitution for Chelsea. And we've played only 35 minutes of the first half. Sophie Ingle coming off for Neve Charles. And Johanna Reeting-Cannerid on for Lauren James. possible change of shape. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, just so Guru Wright can come over to Emma Hayes for some tactical insight as to what that looks like. Changes that is to her positioning. Lauren James has had a couple of, trademark runs, but been kept awfully quiet.
Shaw's ball across the penalty area. Might find Chloe Kelly. Asigawa caught. Free kick for City. Might be seen as ruthless by Emma Hayes, these two changes, but can ill afford to wait till half-time. Something needs to change.
Well, as the game's going, you're 2-0 down after half an hour. You used to say it ain't going to be 3-4-0 by, half-time, and absolutely game dead and buried. So, she's bold and experienced and competent. There's none of those things that Emma Hayes is not. And so she knows, she'll see a fix in what she's seen so far.
Keep it in play. Don't overcook it. Keep it in play.
Greenwood delivers. Miolda closed down. To play. As it stands, just look at that. Barely a hair between these. Top four, top three especially.
I couldn't have imagined Arsenal not being in that top three. The scintillating start that they've had.
Whoever misses out on the Champions League next season, it's going to have a huge impact, isn't it?
They'll start to unpick the season. Chelsea are more than likely to be in it, but you look at that loss at the beginning of the season against Liverpool, you think, how on earth drop points? And it's been the same for every single team.
Yes, bud. Enough FIFA.
For one day only, the Red Half of Manchester will be very pleased with this result. Or we should say, not a result yet.
Be interested to see if Gareth Taylor does respond to this change in tactic.
Carter on for Niamh Charles. Gets the cross in. It's Canderid at the back post.
He's already gone out, yeah. I think the wind just took it out. I think Emma Hayes has recognised that Sam Kerr was too isolated up top, and Guru Wrighton's gone higher up, playing in that more 10 role, and Erin Cuthbert dropping to play staggered, but alongside Leupold's, to try and keep Laura Coombs and Philippa Angeldal quiet. With Erin Cuthbert and Leupold on those two, matching players up.
Lauren, stay there.
And a little bit more support when in possession, Chelsea, to go forward.
Go lower.
We're thinking about this, Brownie. Centre back taking your goal kicks, isn't that when your time to shine?
Quite sure. I mean, the only thing is, if the ball comes back, you can't quite feel the trajectory of the wind, but if the ball comes back, you've got a centre half ready to be on the front foot and clear it up. It's not that huge gap between the goalkeeper and the back line. Could be some purpose and reason. Alex Greenwood can really pick out a pass as well.
5 minutes until the break. If Chelsea can just get a goal back, put a different complexion on things. More claims for City free kick, full on deaf ears.
I'm sure there'll be a rapturous applause at half-time for this. I love seeing the Academy Stadium, all four sides opened up and pretty much full. Brilliant crowd for this women's football weekend.
Still waiting for spring though, very much. Hat scarves and gloves weather still. That's an error from Eriksson.
Sloppy, isn't it, from Chelsea? I mean, by Chelsea standards, but by WSL standards, it's sloppy defending. Really, Chelsea won't recognise themselves at times. And from these situations, from corners, they've knocked on the door. I wouldn't be surprised if City add to their tally.
Coombs again, offering the short option. Kelly delivers towards Horton. And strong from Berger.
Good solid jump from Katrin Berger, knee up, protect herself.
Does well with that. Finds Mielder. Now Neve Charles. Asagawa brings it away. So confident on the ball. That was well won. Charles. Now Kerr. Greenwood gets a foot in.
Oh, she's hard to touch the ball, has she, in comparison to many WSL games. She's made tireless runs, Sam Kerr. A couple of occasions offside, but Gareth Taylor so far has got this tactical battle spot on. Certainly know the likes of Alex Greenwood would relish the one-to-one battle with Sam Kerr. She's that type of player, Alex Greenwood. Loves a challenge, loves to be able to prove herself.
Makes the clearance and it's seized upon by Khadija Shaw. Support coming. Good strength to hold it up. Hemp into Coombs. Esme Morgan's free at the back post. Hemp. Reverse ball into Shaw. Some of the Manchester City build-up has been immaculate.
It's had tempo to it, it's had a real fizz on the ball, hasn't it? Precision passes, one touch, you know, balls that are played in that you know where it's going to go. You can just angle it with this instep of your foot to the next play. You don't have to take a touch. Excellent.
Cannerid. Not quite the same wavelength as Gura Wrighton. Hadn't made the run that Cannerid was anticipating.
Start to rise now, Lauren. Good, Lauren.
Mielder.
Lauren, come on, Lauren. Good, start the pass, Lauren. Nothing through. Start to go a little bit deeper.
Eriksson trying to pick out Kerr. One by Greenwood. Alexandri nips in. 1 minute of time added on. Good pressure from Cuthbert. Kerr forced a little wide.
Lauren, what are you doing, Lauren?
Buchanan. See what she's trying to do. An intelligent run from Kerr.
Good. Got the pass, Lauren. That's it. Drop, Lauren. Drop, Lauren. One of you.
Well, that's a good ball down the flank towards Canneridge. She's going to get there. Well defended. Half-time. And a potential shake-up in the race for the WSL title. A first half that has belonged to City. Two sumptuous strikes from Philippa Angeldal and Lauren Hemp has put City in control in the first half. You can never count Chelsea out, but it's going to take something pretty extraordinary for them to get back into this, Rachel.
Yeah, Manchester City have been excellent. We said before the game that they'll be flying high with regards to confidence, but the overlapping play down the right and the left-hand side, cut back in, and as you mentioned, the two players getting the two strikes on goal have been solid defensively. Ellie Roebuck's had virtually nothing to do. She made 2 saves in the whole game, and Manchester City go in absolutely fully deserving their 2-0 lead.
Yes, thank you, Alex. What response then will we see from Chelsea? No further changes, 2 made after just 35 minutes. Emma Hayes needing to change things up, but a similar system, different personnel. We'll have to see what difference they can make.
Yeah, I think Erin Cuthbert going a little bit higher up, splitting that, not having 2 holding midfielders in front of the back 4. It'll allow Erin Cuthbert to use some of her, attacking prowess. She's excellent, kind of on the ball in high spaces. Certainly can whip a ball from distance. Scored many a goal from outside of the box, Erin Cuthbert. And then Ritten Cannerid on this right or left-hand side. They'll tend to rotate between her and Charles up top. A similar formation, just a little bit more front foot, a bit more attacking. It'll not only give Chelsea more options when they're in possession in the final third, it'll cause Man City more problems by stopping some of their players.
Well, Gareth Taylor said this was a must-win game, and they are delivering at the moment, but complacency could kill them. Need to keep the hammer down and make sure they complete the win that will open up this title race. As it stands, it's the 2 Manchester clubs at the top of the table. They will be level on points. Chelsea, though, still have a game in hand. Their busy schedule continues. They're going to have to manage that and manage the second half much better than they did the first. It'll be really interesting to see if they change anything about their style. How can they get at City? Where are those weaknesses that they can exploit?
Yeah, and adding Guru Wrighton playing in that higher role, in that 10 role, more central rather than wider. I'm sure she'll overlap with Niamh Charles, and Niamh Charles come inside of her. But a little more support for Sam Kerr, because she was isolated on numerous occasions.
Wrighton with the free kick. Picked up by Mielder. Straight back in by Cuthbert. Good hustling from Cannerid. Aside from tactics, just need to match City's energy that they had in the first half. Just a little bit slower to everything. Chelsea, that's a poor touch from Hasegawa. Kerr getting onto this. Poked out of play for a corner by Esme Morgan.
Reminiscent of watching this end of the pitch in the first half, how Manchester City brought the game to Chelsea, and a bit of last-ditch defending, a few miscued attempts at clearing it. This time it's Manchester City who are put on the back foot by Chelsea. You certainly see the intent from this Emma Hayes' side.
I was going to say they might have the wind advantage this half, but I think it's difficult to tell which way it's blowing.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the flags on the corner flags and there was nothing. It was the same in the first half. We could feel it up here, but pitch sides may be different.
Mielder delivers, Kerr flicks it on. Cuthbert retrieves. That was a risky ball, cut out by Angeldal.
Emma Hayes will have demanded a response at half-time, and The opening signs from this Chelsea team are really, really good. Look like they're determined to chip away at that 2-goal lead from City.
The last team to keep a clean sheet against Chelsea was Arsenal, February of last year. It's very hard to keep them out.
Certainly more tempo when they're in possession at the back, much better. Look, looking long first, defensive to forward third. Didn't see that once, I don't think, in the first half.
Angledal scampering away from Erin Cuthbert, showing her a clean pair of heels. Shaw onto Kelly, away by Eriksson. Hemp sees a gap and goes for it. Balls back to Alexandri.
Watch Kurt cheating, Esme. Time out, wait.
See Hasegawa being tightly marked by Erin Cuthbert as well. I think there's one-to-one matchups.
Come on, Eva.
Man City had the better of them in the first half.
Steph Horton in the right place there. And they're trying to find Sam Kerr early on. Steph Horton's 7th WSL starts this season.
Yeah, battled back from injury. Under not a new manager, but under Nick Cushing for 7 years of his time here at the club. Won everything with him as captain, Steph Horton.
Showed incredible resilience emotionally, mentally.
Yeah, the injuries at key times for Steph Horton at international level, the disappointment of non-selection. Then she's had, you know, great times. That goal at Wembley against Brazil for Team GB, hugely memorable for me, and I'm sure for her. Being the captain of the Lionesses for such a long period of time under different managers.
Elder. Miscued pass towards Buchanan, picked up by Shaw. Here's Hem. Chelsea still trying to get back into position. Hem trying to work the opening. Good defending from Mielder.
Yeah, excellent touch-tight defending from Mielder. Another player who's had long spells on the sidelines with injury. Tested to the max there by Lauren Hemp. Going back to Steph Horton, Serena Wiegman's been really consistent. If you're not playing, you ain't in the squad. So this is a chance for Steph Horton to show under another England manager that she's still up to task.
Short to Hasegawa, drifts it into the back post.
That was worked really nicely, actually. It was drifted into Steph Horton at the back post. Just taken a little couple of yards deeper. I was disappointed with herself for not making better contact.
Caught by Cuthbert.
Angledal's been really impressive in this game. Watched her only a couple of times live. To get better Erin Cuthbert. Doing something special.
Brighton picks it up and immediately looks for Sam Kerr.
Excellent starting position from Ellie Roebuck. Almost puts off Sam Kerr. See how high up Ellie Roebuck was, and good retreat to let the ball roll back into a box.
There is the England manager. Plenty of talent for her to observe today. The international break coming up. Two key fixtures against Brazil and Australia for England. The warm-up to the World Cup this summer. Sagawa nips in, Coombs, and now Khadija Shaw. Just opened up for her, but slipped and blocked by Eriksson. Alexandri.
I'm so impressed with the midfield trio of Manchester City when you consider it's been Kira Walsh, Caroline Weir and Georgia Stanway, three players who've been there for such a long period of time, been so influential, who all moved on, you know, in a very short space of time. That was a huge transition it was going to be for City to replace those players. So to see Hasegawa, Angeldal and Laura Coombs take those positions and be so successful on today's showing, it's been really excellent and heartwarming and positive for Manchester City fans.
That was an incredible turnover of key players in the summer. So not too surprising they had that slow start. Angeldal. Greenwood, Hemp wants it. Instead it's short to Alexandri.
Yeah, he's certainly getting a tune out of them, Gareth Taylor, with all the upheaval. Lucy Bronze leaving, Jill Scott, Ellen White retiring. Probably missed a couple of other names, but you know, huge names, fixtures, mainstays of Manchester City's team who are no longer here, and you know, the fans were calling for Gareth Taylor maybe to step down, maybe for him to leave. He's repaying their loyalty with how this team are playing.
Still time for Chelsea to put the frighteners on City here, but at the moment City doing a good job of keeping them at arm's length. Suspicion of handball on Leupolz. Play goes on. Coombs.
Well done, Laura.
Controlled beautifully by Lauren Hemp. Paul Howard happy with that challenge.
Tried to squeeze through a gap that wasn't there.
Charles plays it towards right and couldn't quite collect. It's all getting a bit ragged here. Cuthbert's down for a strong challenge from Coombs. She did win the ball. Kerr's down now. Chelsea will play on. Here's Cannerid. Well, with Cuthbert and Kerr on the deck, there wasn't too many options for Cannerid there.
Erin Cuthbert very rarely stays down. It was a hefty tackle by Laura Coombs, but she was fair and she had to make that tackle. Hasegawa had been dispossessed. Laura Coombs covering. Just scythed her down as she got the ball as well, Laura Coombs. Two players and Hayes would not want to be without Cuthbert and Sam Kerr.
Well, Chelsea, we talk about their depth, but if you look at their bench today, Not a lot, especially in forward positions. Still missing Fran Kirby, still missing Pernilla Harder. Oof, well, Coombs won the ball, but she took out Cuthbert on the follow-through as well. Coombs sends it forward, Kelly putting Carter under pressure. Nicely done by Buchanan, but it's given away to Hasegawa.
Poor ball again though from Buchanan. Great little turn.
Lovely play, Hasegawa to Coombs, and now Kelly. Carter steps in, and this could be an opening for Chelsea. And Charles forced to go back. City funneling back into a good defensive shape. Buchanan with room to run into. Precision lacking.
Yeah, and that's just been the same all around the pitch, where Manchester City have been sharp and really taking care of those passes, both in possession in their own defensive third to get out of trouble, but also to undo Chelsea in the final third. They've been sharp, they've been efficient, Manchester City. Chelsea have not. But Chelsea have got the armoury to get themselves back in this still. City cannot relent at all.
Leupolz. Hanrod attempting to make the run in behind. Read by Greenwood. Closed down by Leupolz. Did she get the shout? Wrighton trying to play in. Hanrod. Chelsea trying to squeeze up high. Leupolz, Hanrod. Time to measure the cross. Good defending. Alexandri can't quite prevent the corner though. Bit last ditch, but effective in the end.
It was ununited. You could see when one pressed, one covered, another one pressed. It was real togetherness in the defensive efforts. Not sure if that completely went out, but it did on the replay. Gura Wrighton from a set piece.
Towards the near post. Easy for Alexandri. Mielder showing too much of that for Kelly. Fantastic play from Hasegawa. The vision and the execution to send Kelly away. Angeldal onto Hemp. Closed down. Still there for City. Morgan. Hemp. Carter sticks out a leg. Angeldal. throw-in from Cuthbert. That's going to go straight back to the goalkeeper.
See Guru and Sam Kerr setting the trap a little bit more, starting higher. Of course, Ellie Robert to kick, and see that's what a goalkeeper does, make decision to clear lines rather than put the ball at risk. I agree with that decision.
Horton back to the goalkeeper, Roebuck. Coombs. Kelly. Runs into Cuthbert. Advantage played for Chelsea. Promising ball for Cannerid. Greenwood. She looked like she was second best for that. She got there.
All about time as a centre half, isn't it? Knowing your own game, which Alex Greenwood does exceptionally well. She's never had, you know, lightning pace and never relied on that. She relies on the scenarios that play through her head. She's seen a million times. Great defending from her.
Oh, Angledahl loses it for Charles. Goes for goal. A weak effort in the end.
Right intention from Niamh Charles, but good bit of footwork from Ellie Roebuck. Angledahl has a pocket picked. Just probably didn't want Niamh Charles in that position to be striking the ball. It looks like Chelsea are about to make another change.
Cankovic is ready and waiting. Berger just about got there ahead of Shaw. Nasagawa pirouetting away. She's been sublime.
Yeah, angle support. Just see there, a little check. She'll receive the ball, quality.
She's been imperious today. Just knows how to use her body.
We've played against Japan, so you know, plenty of times. It's great to have some of those Japanese players here now in the Women's Super League. They generally bring technicality, 360-degree vision,
Well done, Chloe.
a beautiful simplicity to the game.
Well done, Eva.
And here comes Chelsea's third change of the match. Maren Mielda coming off, and Jelena Cankovic on.
Chloe, go.
So again, I'll ask you, Rachel, how we think this changes Chelsea.
Well, Erin Cuthbert was trotting off. She thought she was coming off, and then was told she's not. It looks like Niamh Charles has come across to just straight swap for Mielda, so they're staying four at the back. Cankovic will look to just support Sam Kerr. Right, he'll go back to that left side.
More used to playing down the middle, Jelena Cankovic. She had a fantastic game against Arsenal in the FA Cup. The following week, she struggled. A lot of them did in the Continental Cup final. She's been in and out the team, but chance here to try and make an impact.
What Chelsea do well is they'll leave through at the back, and either Jess Carter or Niamh Charles will go and join in with the attack.
Sent forward by Horton. Shaw comes away with it. Hempson a bit of space on the edge. It's Kelly. Angledahl. Not far away.
Lovely little snapshot, wasn't it, from Angledahl? This time Khadija Shaw going on the outside and Angeldal cutting in more central. Chloe Kelly rebound. Oh, and Angeldal saw the chance. Just snatched at it slightly. The home midfield's been excellent, hasn't it, for Manchester City? Angeldal, Coombs and Hasegawa.
Back to Buchanan. Coombs. Good strong challenge from Buchanan to win it back.
Chelsea are going to have to make one of these forays into the final third count. And again, it's a sloppy pass that could be incisive or could be decisive. It just isn't for Chelsea. There have been too many of those today for Emma Hayes' team.
That wasn't a difficult one, and Niamh Charles certainly isn't the first. It's been a collective problem today.
It's just a bit of lack of communication. You put a bit of pace on the ball when the player's already on the, making the run, couldn't get onto it. If a player's flat-heeled and expecting it to feet, they ain't going to make that. So whether it's the communication or lack of actual execution, hasn't clicked.
Pressure from Shaw. The decision has gone her way.
Bunny Shaw has been excellent up front, making darting runs in the first half. It's almost distracted the centre halves and allowed the players wider of her to actually get the goals and get the glory.
So here's what's coming up on the BBC for you. You can remain seated for the boat race. Follows us 3:30. Coverage on BBC One. All the highlights from the WSL games tonight on the Women's Football Show. 10 o'clock on iPlayer and 25 past midnight on BBC One. And if you're still up, live NBA, Mavericks at the 76ers. 12:25 AM on Wednesday, and Match of the Day Top 10, all available on the iPlayer.
Jinking and changing direction with Lauren Hemp, but well matched by Niamh Charles, in that right back position. Chloe Kelly now in no rush to take this corner. Any bit of time they can eke away. They've got their lead.
All part of the game. Chloe Kelly goes deep. Good claim by Berger.
Oh, it's excellent footwork there, Berger.
Cannerid. Pulled back by Hemp. That is going to be the first booking of the game.
Fully deserved booking from Lauren Hemp. Great intention to get back and help his team out, but locked arms with Chelsea player. Aaron Cuthbert on the free kick. Lauren Hemp's been over, seen noticed the sideline came out with an energy gel. Has already come over in his second half for another energy gel, so
Kerr with the cross. Oh, nearly crept in.
well watched by Ellie Roebuck. All kinds of problems have happened down at this end, so it must be hard to judge with the wind on this side. Sam Kerr arguably offside if there was a check, but there's not. Takes a chance, and Ellie Roebuck has to be in position to turn that round forward of the post.
Brighton get another chance here. Shaw gets first contact, back in by lower poles, and a bit nervy. Roebuck in a good position. Looks like City are getting ready to make their first change.
Julia Blackstad is getting stripped off.
Chance to Chankovic. Nice play under a lot of pressure. Here's Wrighton. Kerr making her way into the box. Lauren Hemp tidying up and then drawing the foul. Blackstad putting the jacket back on. Not a bad idea. Hasegawa. Tremendous footwork, couldn't quite pull it through for Chloe Kelly, but referees pulled it back for a foul and a free kick for City.
I think it caught the hand of a Chelsea player. Deemed handball. Hasegawa's been excellent. Weaved herself out of tricky situations. Always get a little angle of support for her teammates.
Chloe, take her off.
Horton, Hasegawa. Just as Chelsea thought they'd want it back, clash between the two players. Erin Cuthbert is still down. City play on with Kelly. Coombs, good block from Eriksson. And Erin Cuthbert remains down. Out of the game, Sam Kerr is going to have to go all alone.
She's holding her head, so the referee, if he sees that, he needs to stop the game.
They are going to have to put this out of play, surely.
She looks in quite a bit of discomfort.
This is concerning. She's not really moved an awful lot. I think it was a clash with her own player.
Didn't seem too much in that at all. Other than when she tries to get up, she almost staggers, and whether those hands are over her head in despair. Surely not someone else added to the long list of serious injuries, but you can see that now there's gas and air coming out. It does look like it could be serious for Erin Cuthbert.
change for City is made. Lauren Hemp, who got the second, is coming off.
Lauren Hemp there motioning. See, she had Cottonwell in her ear. Clearly got some sort of... She's not 100%. And Yulia Blackstad comes on. Full of running, full of energy, continuing to learn. Young player who's come in. Can play wide, can play in a forward position.
Subdued atmosphere because of Erin Cuthbert and the worry for her. What a season she's had. Just hope it's not going to be cut short here. Don't want to speculate as to what might be wrong, but Chelsea are going to have to make a change here.
Just saw she stood up after that collision with her own player, kind of almost wobbled her right leg. See now, looks innocuous, and as she gets up, see how it doesn't look particularly stable as she's trying to move on it. Fingers crossed for the short term and long term for Erin Cuthbert.
Jessie Fleming coming on for Erin Cuthbert. In the short term, if it stays like this is a damaging defeat, but in the long term, potentially this could be even worse for Chelsea.
It's another midfielder, isn't it? A little harder from Kirby.
Canada delivers. Horton gets there ahead of Kerr. Still over 10 minutes to go.
Chelsea look a little devoid of ideas, don't they? They've pumped the ball forward to Guru Wrighton and to, gone more direct as we suggested that they needed to try, but they just haven't had the cutting edge today, that dynamism that's required to break down. Manchester City have been excellent at the back, been organised, they've been sharp when it comes to moving down the line, attacking, putting the brakes on. Textbook defending from Manchester City for most of this game.
Alexandri. Chelsea's ball. Alexandri doesn't want to give that up quietly. Closed down by Blackstad. You're absolutely right, Rachel. It just seems that Chelsea devoid of ideas, and it's just so strange to see, because usually they find a way to goal numerous different ways and they make it look so simple. This is a credit to Manchester City.
Well, they've only made the one substitution, that's Lauren Hemp, because she was clearly run out of batteries, whereas Chelsea have tried to impact the game by making changes, and they just haven't synced up the players that have come on, the formations that have changed.
Kandarin delivers. Here's Chankovic. Neat footwork. Very congested. That's deflected over the bar for a corner kick.
Excellent positioning from Alex Greenwood again there. Gets right in the line of the ball in the centre of the goal. And a speculative toey from Jessie Fleming on the edge of the box. Flips it over.
And easily defended at the near post by Coombs. Buchanan took a chance. The decision has gone her way. It was a close one. Oh, and the frustration's boiling over a little. Chloe Kelly in the book for preventing the quick free kick.
She's a tenacious player, isn't she, Chloe Kelly? And there's too much wrong, really, with that. Buchanan, maybe more than anything. You know, pretty much even Stevens, that. No issue with that.
Oh, that's a good challenge from Fleming. Kerr with the cross. Again, just that quality on the final ball hasn't been there today for Chelsea at all.
No, it's going to have to just write this one off if you're going to push on for the title and certainly your ambitions of winning the Champions League. Emma Hayes' team have got to write this one off as, you know, a blip, a bad day at the office. Nothing's clicked for Chelsea. For everything good that Manchester City have done, Chelsea have not been able to counter that.
Lyon at Stamford Bridge on Thursday, and then another tricky away trip to Aston Villa this time next week before the international break. Really important week in Chelsea's season.
Villa at home. A very tough prospect, as Manchester City found out.
I think they're pleased they won't have to play them again this season. Seem to have City's number. Again, they're offside. Into the final 5 minutes then. Rachel Brown-Finnish, your Barclays player of the match.
Well, I've talked about the midfield for Manchester City being exceptional. Laura Coombs and Angeldal, but Hasegawa has held up that trio of players. She's been instrumental getting Manchester City out of their defensive third and into the final third. She has been the player who's made City tick today. So Hasegawa, player of the match.
Kelly gets the yard, and Shaw just over the bar. The only thing missing from this City performance.
Good movement. The girls talked about Bunny Shaw's movement, how that's improved, and she gets away from Eriksson, just checks in behind her, finds herself space, makes herself a target, just can't quite execute.
Remaining. Eriksson steps in.
Well, as much as a lift that Chelsea will have had from that midweek win at Lyon, you know, perennial Champions League winners, to go there and get scalped 1-0 away. They're going to have to do some soul searching and some shuffling. And hope that Erin Cuthbert will make it. Millie Bright hopefully will make it. Sounds positive on Millie Bright. They've got to get themselves massively up for that game at Stamford Bridge.
So I think that's going to take much to get up for. They responded really well after losing the League Cup final to Arsenal, winning the next 4 in all competitions. We're going to have to respond again. It looks like 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. City happy to defend.
Yeah, Chelsea look all out of ideas, sending it forwards, and City having to mop that up.
Sanker retrieving. Shankovic. Nice give and go. And the forward players of City getting back, putting the challenges in. Canarid. Hasegawa works it to Angledahl. Leupolz wins it back, it's Wrighton. Steph Horton down. The referee is going to have to stop this.
Yeah, hit her in the head, didn't it? Wrighton's bullet shot. So correct protocol. Angledahl just lets it run across the body and has the ball nicked off of it by Leupolz, and then Wrighton catches Steph Horton on the back of the head.
Four minutes of time added on. It will keep going, but seems the game is up for Chelsea. It'll be a second WSL defeat of the season. After the opening day one against Liverpool.
Shows you how much, I'm not saying Manchester City do have technical quality, they have, the way that they've played has been really defined, and I've liked that, because in previous seasons under Gareth Taylor, I've not seen exactly what he was wanting to play, how he was wanting to play, how were they building up and creating goals, and you can see the DNA of what Manchester City are wanting to play like, and it's been the opposite from Chelsea today. It's been ragged, disjointed, all of the words that we very rarely use to describe Chelsea. It's like Steph Horton is going to be fine to continue.
Great for Steph Horton to come back in and potentially record a clean sheet, a rare one against Chelsea. Some doubting whether she could continue to play at the highest level. She's been a big part of the City collective performance today. Buchanan sends it forward. Charles. Maybe one last chance. Wrighton, Leupolz! Not the easiest chance on the volley, but a chance nonetheless.
It is not your day, Chelsea, if you're not putting that in the back of the net. Good build-up play from Wright, and has the time and finally has the accuracy and the precision to pick out Leupold. And you expect her to put that in the back of the net. You can see how she's held a position on the penalty spot. All the defenders have dropped in, leaves her with acres of space. And she'll be so disappointed she couldn't capitalise on that.
Memory serves, Chelsea's best chance of the game.
Yeah, unopposed, centre of the goal. No defender about at all. Absolutely expect that to go in the back of the net.
Again, another poor delivery.
It's just a below par, below average performance, and if you're doing that against a team who's vying for a top 3 position, who's on a run, a string of wins as Manchester City are, this is what happens. You cannot afford to have subpar performances at this level.
Kelly trying to wriggle away. Buchanan does well to get back. Defending from the Canadian international. She's given it straight back to City. Hasegawa. We've played the 4 minutes. Excellent defending. Missed by one, they were clearing up, and now City can counter. Angeldal.
Good.
Jankovic. Gura-Wrighton, couple in the middle. Kerr. And that is Chelsea's afternoon summed up. Usually so effective in the air. One more chance perhaps. Leupold. Esme Morgan got there ahead of Kerr. Another cross here from Gura-Wrighton. An easy claim for Roebuck, and that might just be that. Full time. A result that blows the race for the WSL title wide open.